What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes are back again. We got another MMA young superstar here. Excited to chat with him. His name is Jaleel Willis. He's going to be taking on Mukhamed Berkhamov at Bellator 268 on October 16th. And, of course, Showtime's got you covered with a 10 p.m. Eastern start time. Don't forget, that's also the semifinals for the Bellator Light Heavyweight Grand Prix with a title defense as well. Nemkov, he's defending that title. Do not forget. What's up, Jaleel? How are you?
Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for having me on.
Good, man. Pleasure to have you on. Hey, I'm pumped up, even though it's the second fight of the night listed, and that may not be official, so don't hold me to that. I see a guy that's 15-2 against a guy that's 14-1. That's what I'm talking about. I'm a records guy. I like seeing that. People that are proven to get their hand raised. And it looks like this fight quietly could carry some stock in your division as you guys progress up.
Yeah, man. I think it's a big one for both of us. You know what I mean? Both ways. You know what I mean? It's like for me, I feel like this is really gonna show my creativity. You know, it's like because of how well rounded bro is. You know.
Right. I mean, what it boils down to is you win way more than you're almost at the 90% percentile, and so obviously you're taking your career serious. You got skills, it's translating, and I gotta imagine you get out of bed and run them extra miles when you see someone else on the other side that's doing the same thing. He's got that mindset like you do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm always trying to, my goal is to be one of the best in the world, and to be the best, I already know what you got to do.
You keep an eye on your opponent's social media or anything like that just to see what they're up to, or do you mind your own business?
Man, it's like I stay with my own shit. It's like my stuff is like my formula working over here. I know over there, it's like bro gonna perform the way he performed when he get to the cage. I highly doubt his social media, is gonna carry over with him to the cage. Like, and then, the more I stay on social media, the more I see stuff that, it's like really kind of show me I don't even need to be on there too much nowhere. I should be somewhere training, spending time with my family, or just really enjoying the present.
Well, it's my job to watch social media, and one thing I love watching is I love people that are putting in the work, going to the body. One of your recent Instagram posts was you working some hands, but digging in them ribs, digging in the side there, and even going back a few weeks, old Nick Diaz, he slowed down a little bit, but he still knows how to throw a good punch to the body. My brother and I, we watched a lot of boxing growing up. One of our favorite moves was Roberto Duran, Julio Cesar Chavez, them fighters that love to go to the body. It can take so much out of the opponent. How much do you work on your hands? How much do you work on diversifying your attack when it comes to throwing your hands, not just going for someone's jaw?
Man, I spent a lot of times, like in the boxing gyms. Like that's my second love beside wrestling. You know what I mean? It's like I completely fell in love with it. So it's like, man, I couldn't even tell you how much time I'm in the boxing gym. I'm probably there about like every other day, you know what I mean? Like even if it's just in there picking, one of the coaches' reins or something like that, or one of the fighters there, talking to them. It's like I'm always like fascinated with the art of boxing. It's like, and I was always, loving boxing even before I started wrestling.
Jaleel, I know you haven't actually stepped in a cage with this guy yet, but when you look at the records, like George said, it's pretty impressive. Do you consider this guy the best opponent that you've probably had to face yet?
Yeah, I mean, it's like give or take. I really can't say, man, because you're gonna have to prove it to me once we get inside there. You know what I mean? It's like I see him same way I see the last opponent I seen. You know what I mean? Super tough dude, somebody who I need to be on like my 1000% A game to beat him. You know what I mean? It's like I can't really just say like, bruh, the toughest fighter who I've ever fought. I mean, I didn't fought some tough dudes. You know what I mean? It's like, nah. I mean, I didn't been in the cage with somebody and been like, I thought he was gonna be the toughest, but really this dude's tough. It's like, man, that's way too much thing for me. Like all these motherfuckers out here are tough, all of them coming with their A game and shit like this. So I'm like, it's better for me just like, focus on me being tough, me being a beast, you know what I mean?
I know one of the last times we spoke to you, we talked a little bit about rankings, right? and you said that it kind of motivated you a little bit to get taken out of the rankings and then build your
Yes,
way
sir.
back. Do you think you perform a little better when there is those types of things going on, like a chip on your shoulder? Is it an extra motivation? And if so, for this fight, is there anything in particular you can point at to say, this is what drove me for this fight?
Man, yeah, it's like it's always a little bit of motivation because it always reminds me of like, what I mean, like, bro, you always been in this position, this small city, small town, small school, small guy situation, you know what I mean? It's like, but you know how to make a big bang when you step out there. Each time you perform, you step out there, you win. You know what I mean? You can't deny it. And with this one, it's like, so I feel it's gonna be the 100% like the same way. Me coming out there, and the drive that I got is like, bro, I'm still not in those rankings. You know what I mean? It's like I still want to get back in there. It's like I want to be more than just number 10. I want to be more than just, it's like, who this little dude is, at the edge of the rankings. Like, man, I want people to know who the realest is, So I want them to know who Jaleel Willis is, honestly.
Have you already thought? I mean, it's human nature to think a little bit ahead. I know you're focused on your opponent, but you already thought about the next name that you want to call out after this fight?
Like Logan Storley. You know what I mean? Logan Storley.
I love it. I love when fighters can forecast, that there's a road to the title or a road to success or a road to their goals. So I'm glad you threw out that name. But I do want to ask you one other thing, because everything in your resume tells me welterweight is where your focus is at. However, there was a fight on Tapology that said Patricky Pitbull, and I thought, wait a minute, he's a lightweight. So were you going to dabble with lightweight at one point, and is that still a possibility in the future?
Yeah, man, like I was, I was coming in the game young, you know what I mean? It's like kind of young-minded. I know it was just last year, but still young-minded, thinking like, I need to be cut to hit 55 and stuff like that. It's like, but truthfully, man, it was just me, like, not really knowing which way to go and just being like, I just fight, just let me fight and I fight whoever. Like, I want to be one of the best in the world. If he want the best in the world, you putting them in front of me, let me fight him then. You know what I mean? It's like, so I was like, honestly, bro, once I got there, I spoke to Mo, I spoke to, Rich Child, man. It's like, we all saying something, man. Your home is at welterweight, you know what I mean? It's like even with like the nutritionist I got, man, I got a great nutritionist, you know what I'm saying? I still be like, bro, I want to stay at 170, you know what I mean? It's like, I want to get bigger, it's like, I want to be a beast. Like, I'm trying to be like Rumble Johnson or some shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you on that one. Well, the only reason I asked, I probably wouldn't have asked, except Patricio Pitbull, he vacated the lightweight title, and now Patricky Pitbull, who we just talked about, is fighting Peter Queally for the vacant title. And so I wasn't sure if maybe you saw that and thought, okay, I see you all. I got my welterweight goals here, but I see you all, because there was a connection last year.
Yeah, man. So I straight up, man, unless they come up with unless them folks want to fight at 165 or something like that, man, or I can't even say, bro. At 155 stuff gone for me, 100%. So I'll adapt to 170 as much as I need to, man. You know what I mean? I didn't have to do it back in the day. I'll do it again. I'll keep doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, even if I gotta adapt to middleweight, I'll adapt to middleweight. Because that's what I'm about. You know what I mean? It's like, I ain't about killing myself just so I can, have a little bit of edge right there. I'm about getting bigger, getting stronger,
I hear you. All right. Yeah. No, you sound definitive in your answers. So that's the best way. You're leaving no doubt, and you're just focusing on 170, and 170 will be the task. Man, I can't wait for this fight card next Saturday. It's got the semifinals of the Grand Prix that I was talking about. Benson Henderson, he's been around for a minute. He's on the card as well, but I'm definitely going to get in my comfy chair early because I want to watch this fight. Jaleel Willis, you are going to have a tough opponent ahead of you, but I'm looking forward to it, man. So thanks as always for your time today.
I appreciate it.